The beef arose over a lawsuit filed by attorney D. Miles, who claims the meat content is less than 35%.
What we had to do is get people's attention. We believe we'd been falsely accused, that our reputation was being tarnished, and we wanted to jolt people.
In order for it to be a beef product, it has to be, according to the federal government, 70% beef, 30% fat. That's the minimal requirement to be beef.
What if I told you the meat in your taco isn't entirely beef? Former Taco Bell workers claim only about 88% of it is actually beef. The rest is fillers like oats, soy, and agents to keep it from clumping. And that's before the seasoning overload makes it taste uniform. Customers think they're biting into fresh, sizzling ground beef. But what if that image was engineered in a lab and maintained by shelf-stable formulas? Stick with this, because the hidden battlefield inside Taco Bell's kitchen might look more like a logistical war zone than a restaurant service line. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Step into the back of a Taco Bell, and it looks less like a kitchen and more like a supply post under fire.
Taco Bell is firing back against allegations that its taco meat isn't beef.
To pay attention to the ad, because we believe the facts speak for themselves and the truth is out there, and unfortunately the plaintiffs' attorneys.
The fast food company has placed full-page print ads in newspapers across the country to defend their product.
Orders stream in with the precision of artillery strikes, and workers scramble to keep the flow moving. The mission is speed, the casualty is quality. Just like a war zone, the system is about moving goods quickly through a chain stretched to its breaking point. The ingredients arrive not as fresh provisions, but as sealed, uniform units meant to last. Survival here isn't about finesse, it's logistics, pure and simple. Fast food giants run on the same principle as armies moving supplies across continents. Trucks become convoys, storage units stand in as warehouses, and the kitchen line acts as the front. Every burrito, taco, or quesadilla is built from a system designed around time.
The beef arose over a lawsuit filed by attorney D. Miles, who claims the meat content is less than 35%.
What we had to do is get people's attention. We believe we'd been falsely accused, that our reputation was being tarnished, and we wanted to jolt people.
In order for it to be a beef product, it has to be, according to the federal government, 70% beef, 30% fat. That's the minimal requirement to be beef.
It isn't farm to table, it's warehouse to warmer. And once that stock reaches the point of contact, the restaurant, it has to be rationed and held long enough to keep customers fed no matter what. In this world, endurance matters more than freshness, and that priority shapes everything you see on the tray. Nowhere is this clearer than the beef. The company doesn't use pure ground chuck or freshly browned hamburger. Instead, the mix is engineered for stability. Around 88% of it is meat. The rest isn't steak or brisket. It's material like oats, soy, and chemical binders. Think of it like food put into combat form, rigged to handle hours at high heat without breaking down into something unservable. These fillers make the product stay uniform, no matter how long it waits.
Taco Bell's president says Miles got his facts wrong.
They claim that there's only 35% beef.
To head off damage to its reputation. The best way to do that, says Creed, is with a provocative headline.
In our product, and we're saying it's 88% seasoned beef, 100% USDA inspected.
That predictability is the backbone of the operation, but it comes with a cost. Workers describe the process as mechanical, almost detached from cooking altogether. Sealed bags of pre-cooked beef land in the restaurant fridges. At mealtime, they're tossed into boiling water until the contents soften. The bag opens, the meat is dumped into a hotel pan, seasoning stirred in, and then it rests under lamps for hours. No grill, no sizzle, just reactivation of factory-prepared protein. On quieter shifts, entire trays slowly dry out. Rather than scrap them, staff bring back life with water, stirring the slurry until it loosens. It feels less like preparing food and more like patching rations during a drawn-out siege. The tension around this method spread far beyond the kitchen doors. Customers started asking whether the beef on their tacos was real at all. Class action lawsuits followed. accusing the chain of misrepresenting its beef content.
I think the difference between 88 and 35 is huge.
That still leaves 12% of the product as non-beef ingredients.
To enhance whether it's the flavour, the taste, the texture, the consistency. 4% is a mixture of seasons and spices, Mexican flavoured, and the other 5% is ingredients, and those ingredients are all there.
Even though the company mounted a defense and clarified what was inside, the image didn't vanish overnight. People now saw the operation less as a kitchen and more as a factory station, where meat had been stabilized for survival, not dining. The contrast between the commercials and the reality keeps the story alive. Television spots show pans sizzling with juicy ground beef, steam rising like it just hit the skillet. In truth, insiders tell of buckets of brown mash, soft and uniform, but nothing like what the ads promise. Instead of the snap of freshly browned meat, it's engineered sludge designed to last the long shift. Customers lining up at the drive-thru probably never imagined their taco filling might have been sitting in a pan for hours, kept alive by additives and careful stirring. And there's the final twist: nothing goes to waste. At closing, leftover beef is often set aside, folded carefully into tomorrow's fresher pans. That means your taco could contain beef that's been rehydrated, seasoned again, and stretched for another day.
Creed says it's all part of their flavoring process.
The other 12%, 3% is water, that's to make it juicy and moist.
Industry and public relations executives say it's critical for the company to respond forcefully. Lawyers would have to prove that most consumers expect and believe they are getting something other than what Taco Bell actually serves.
New product mixes with yesterday's remnants until the line keeps moving. Each tray becomes a blend of old and new, a rolling continuation of the previous shift's rations. Efficiency is achieved, but freshness loses at every turn. By the end, you start to see the pattern. Additives aren't there for flavor. They function as stabilizers in a fragile supply chain. What looks like questionable practice is actually strategy. Just as an army can't risk its supplies spoiling mid-campaign, Taco Bell can't risk running dry in the middle of peak hours. But systems built on endurance always contain weakness. The same streamlined logistics that keep the food moving also hide risks for anyone on the other side of the counter. The truth is, the meat sitting in a Taco Bell wrap isn't built for flavor first. It's built for lasting power. Like rations stretched across a long campaign, every step in the supply line puts endurance above freshness. Additives, fillers, and recycling leftovers are not mistakes. They are part of the plan. But efficiency always leaves a shadow. What does it mean for health when the system values stability over quality? And more importantly, how much trust can customers place in it? The landscape of fast food still shifts, and the next move belongs to the people eating it.